The woman deliberately drove her car into a patch of reeds, cleverly evading the police chase. As the sky began to darken, Annie planned to steal a speedboat and escape from the island. However, just as she reached the dock, she saw a drone carrying a searchlight flying overhead. To avoid being spotted, she immediately dove underwater, cleverly using a nearby pipe to help her breathe. After avoiding this round of searches, Annie finally piloted the speedboat and left the island. But what she didn't expect was that just after leaving the port, she ran into stormy weather at sea. Fortunately, the wind and waves weren't too strong, which actually became an advantage for her escape. Early the next morning, Annie abandoned the speedboat and swam alone toward the shore. After a full night on the run, she successfully made it from Sardinia Island to the Italian mainland. No one could have imagined she would escape the island by swimming 5 miles through the sea. As she lay on the beach to take a short rest, she turned her head and noticed a nearby girl had tossed her phone close by. Without any hesitation, she picked it up and easily cracked the password. At that moment, Annie was wearing nothing but her underwear. She didn't even have shoes. So she turned her head again and looked toward the nearby tourists. However, the women's swimsuits near the beach weren't suitable for escaping. Annie's gaze shifted farther away to another tourist, and soon a plan formed in her mind. She decided to act quickly. She first grabbed a pair of sneakers that fit her, then took a matching tracksuit. After a quick change of clothes, she successfully boarded a passing bus. By that night, she had arrived in Rome. At that point, Annie was completely out of money. Soon, she came up with a way to make some quick cash. But under the streetlights, all she could see were homeless people and drug addicts. Only the drug dealers seemed to have some money. Unexpectedly, Annie opened a video site and started watching fighting tutorials. She wanted to quickly learn a few basic combat moves. Then she picked up some electric wires and found a metal rod to use as a weapon. But the situation turned out to be far from easy. Fortunately, the fighting skills she had just learned came in handy. After a flurry of punches and kicks, she barely managed to tie the man up tightly. Annie knew very well that this man wouldn't dare call the police. But when she checked, she found only a small amount of cash and some drugs. As she left, she also took his motorcycle, without realizing that it would bring her even greater danger. When the gangster returned, he immediately recognized the wanted criminal on TV as the same Annie who had tied him up. Soon, the boss gave the order to send all his men to hunt Annie down, swearing she would pay a heavy price.